an invitation really. Well, Luke Shaw with this chance. Lloris does traditionally stand sometimes as far as 3/4 of the way over in his goal. So there is an encouragement here for Luke Shaw if he can get this ball over the wall at pace. You just get the feeling that no matter what Lloris does, he's not going to get there in time. But the referee is just making sure that everything is fine with the wall. England have got a two-man wall next to the French wall as well, just to try and restrict the view of Hugo Lloris. Henderson's taking a few steps back like he might be trying to strike it. He just steps over the ball. It is Luke Shaw. It's on target, but it was straight down the middle. He concentrated on getting it on target, but it was at chest height, and it's easy for Lloris in the end.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's hit the target. Made the keeper
ขออภัยครับเมื่อกี้เน็ตหลุดนะครับขออภัยนะเพื่อน
He didn't go over the wall, hence it's more in the middle of the goal. But at least it's worked the keeper, which is something so many times you see it hit the wall or go into the stand. But I mean, it's
ๆฝากใครเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามนะขอโทษทีนะพี่จักรินเมื่อกี้พอดีเน็ตมีปัญหาเน็ตหลุดเด้งออกเลยขออภัยครับ
But you know, England offering some threat.
They are certainly offering some threat, and that's what they need to do. As you absolutely mentioned.
ฝากเพื่อนด้วยครับใครเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้หน่อยนะพอดีเมื่อกี้มีปัญหานิดหน่อยนะครับก็เอาใหม่ครับเรามาขึ้นไลฟ์ใหม่ไทยวอลเกอร์อังกฤษโดนนำแล้วนะครับจากชัวร์เมนดี้นะยิงไกลอย่างสวยครับเอาขึ้นนำแล้วให้อังกฤษโดนฝรั่งเศสนำนะครับผมมาเชียร์ฝรั่งเศสเต็มตัวอยู่แล้วโว้ยค่ะสุดยอดชมดีชมดียิงโอ้เชื่อไม่ได้เอามงโอ้โหกิดมันแม่งสกัดออกไปได้โอ้ยนิดเดียวครับนิดเดียว
Very important defensive header from France as well. It was just stood up by Jordan Henderson. Didn't go for goal with the keeper out of position, but obviously more encouragement for England. Lloris up to it though.
He was, as I say, he's not. He does have his moments sometimes. Lloris, he's been caught out on a few occasions at his near post. Sometimes criticised for his decision making and coming off his line, but he did well there. Once he realised that Upamecano wasn't going to get anywhere near Harry Kane, it's with Declan Rice now on the halfway line to Shaw down the left-hand side. One touch to Foden, back to Shaw, into Bellingham, being closed down by Tukameni, the goal scorer. Now it's with Harry Maguire. Tries a long ball down the left-hand side, looking for Foden. That one is headed away by...
ฝรั่งเศสนี่มารับชิบหายนะเพื่อนๆพี่
Upamecano being closed down by Henderson. Saka trying to close down Hernandez, but France get away from trouble and now
แต่พอรับแล้วก็รอสวนนะเพราะอังกฤษอาจจะเดินเกมบุกนะเพราะฝรั่งเศสเขาสวนดีอยู่แล้วโอ้โหเอ็มบัปเป้แทงไม่โดนเฮ้ยสั้นโอ้โหโดนเข้าเร็ว
England trail against France here by an excellent strike from Oriol Tukameni, and it will be Rob to take us through to half-time.
Yeah, cheers, Paul. Both sides perhaps showing their
ดูเลยครับแฮร์รี่เคนหลุดแล้วยิงติดเซฟโยลิสโอ้โหเดี๋ยวก็เสมอครับใจเย็นได้ครับเดี๋ยวก็รู้ครับเกมยังไม่จบอย่าเพิ่งนับศพทหารตัวเมนดี้ครับตัวเมนดี้ยิงนะพี่โอ้โหตอนนี้อังกฤษตั้งเกมครับอยู่ที่จอห์นโซนเอาไงมึงเลี้ยวขึ้นหน้าไปโอ้เล่นกับลิเคนลงมาล้วงต่ำเลยนะเพื่อนๆอุ้ยโฟเดนไม่มีทางครับฝรั่งอังกฤษเขาลอกเอาครับโอ้โหสวยเอาเบลลิงแฮมตอกส้นโอ้โหฮอลแลนด์ทำได้อังกฤษจะทำไม่ได้ไงใช่ไหมครับครับบอลยังไม่จบครับเราก็มีสิทธิ์แสดงความคิดเห็นนะครับ
fight for ball.
Now.
The referee is not giving Harry Kane the penalty he wanted. It looked to be a real arm wrestle to
เอาแฮร์รี่เคนโอ้ยจุดโทษปะเนี่ย
Upamecano is the one who's brought Harry Kane down. He's asking the question. He is ahead of him. If they're going to give a penalty, it's not a penalty. It's outside the box. Arguably, it's a free kick.
โอเคโดนเตะเฉยไม่ทันโอ้แต่มันข้างนอก
80% of Kane is inside the box when he's brought down. His feet at the contact with Upamecano is actually outside the box, but we are getting that little red sort of ticker on our screen to say that there is a possible penalty check here being made.
ครับเช็ค VR แล้วครับมีโอกาสได้จุดโทษนะ
World Cup VAR have got about 6 or 7 officials, so they can all quickly analyze it now, and we're just waiting for the time being.
ใช่ครับเมื่อวานวางจอแล้วโดน2 ลูกตื่นมาเอาบวกเฉยใช่ครับตอนนี้ครับเช็ค VR จุดโทษนะ
Trying to stay on his feet. I think if there is a foul, it's outside the box, personally speaking. But there's a tangle of legs. I don't know how he can't give a.
ได้ข่าวว่าจุกกับบราซิลเหรอพี่ชาย สวัสดีนะเพื่อนๆทุกคนนะครับช่องเรายินดีต้อนรับนะมาช่วยกันเชียร์นะพิมพ์คอมเมนต์พิมพ์อะไรมาคุยกันได้นะครับแล้วก็ในช่องแชทนะมีให้เพื่อนๆกดโหวตนะเพื่อนๆคิดว่าทีมไหนจะเข้ารอบรองชนะเลิศนะครับพี่จักรินบอกจุกแค่นิดเดียว
Would they have gone back for the free kick then? Do you think if they'd have decided that it
ไม่ได้ครับ
It's one of those, I think, where because the contact was just outside the box, I do wonder whether VAR even thought it was a foul. There did seem to be some contact. I don't think Upamecano got any of the ball.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to second guess what VAR officials are thinking. As
วันนี้บวกเต็มเลยครับผม
27th minute, England 0, France 1. Obviously, a great strike from Tukamani in the 17th minute. 25 yards out, took a touch and then just rifled it home. As Phil Foden's given it away. Luke Shaw or Declan Rice, neither of them made the run for him. Kylian Mbappe's in a central position trying to get away from John Stones, at which he does. Support comes from Hernandez, although France now have possession back in their own half. And Varane eases it over to the right-hand side.
เอ็มบัปเป้รู้จักเอ็มบัปเป้ครับตรวจทางเรียบอ่ะ
Rabiot comes and takes it from Tukamani, but gives it back to the number 8. Works a 1-2 with Dembele, inching ever so slightly more forward, Labler. Although then the pass from Koundé is back to Varane.
เดี๋ยวก็ลบแล้วครับอังกฤษพลิกชนะใช่ไหมพี่แล้วอย่างนี้สิครับ
Spell there, ball over the top. Giroud's retreating. He's not going to turn around and beat the ball to Pickford. So it's just through to the England stop.
อุ้ยเปิดไม่ดีเวน
FIFA stats anyway, 58% in England's favour. 34% to France, 9% in contest. So a lot of England's possession has come after France took the lead. Now whether that's excuse me, England taking a grip or France just easing back.
It's probably a bit of both.
เดี๋ยวรอดูนะเพื่อนๆดูว่าเกมจะจบอย่างไรนะครับระหว่างอังกฤษฝรั่งเศสตอนนี้ฝรั่งเศสนำแล้วนะ 1-0 นะครับโดยชูอาเมนดี้นะครับชูอาเมนดี้นาทีที่17นะครับเพื่อนๆพี่ๆก็ฝากด้วยนะครับใครเข้ามาแล้วก็ฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามนะก็อยากจะถึง700ซับไวๆนะฝากเพื่อนๆด้วยฝรั่งเศสชนะแน่รู้จักไหมเอ็มบัปเป้อะไหมโอ้โหไม่ถึงไอ้แคไลท์เอาใครๆยิงยังไม่ยิงไม่ได้แฮร์รี่เคนยิงเรียบร้อยไหมโอ้โหติดยอริสโอ้โหติดยอริสนิดเดียวเพื่อนๆเอาแล้วแฮร์รี่เคนนะเพื่อนร่วมทีมกันด้วยนะที่สโมสรสเปอร์โอ้โหบอลแม่งฉลับด้วยแต่ยอริสแม่งเซฟเฉยนิดเดียวครับตอนนี้อังกฤษนะอังกฤษได้ลูกเตะมุมนะครับอังกฤษจะทำยังไงครับเจาะฝรั่งเศสเพื่อจะตีเสมอได้ให้ได้นะครับมาลุ้นกันครับเพื่อนๆก็สวัสดีนะเพื่อนๆ10 กว่าคนนะที่เข้ามาดูฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามด้วยนะครับฟิลโฟเดนน่าจะเปิดฟิลโฟเดนเปิดเอ้าเรียบร้อยไหมบอลคู่คิก โอ้โหแหมโดนเคลียร์ออกไปได้เบลลิงแฮมเอาอีกแล้วมาอีกแล้วสวยครับเบลลิงแฮมมีแคลไลท์
It's just broken down a little bit since the set piece, but yeah, the response from England has been just right. France have barely had any attacking position at all since they've scored.
ตอนนี้ก็ยังทำอะไรมากไม่ได้นะครับเพื่อนๆเบลลิงแฮมได้ฟาวไหมบุโยซาก้าได้ลูกเตะมุมนะอะไรวะไม่ได้ลูกเตะมุมเฉยเลย
No, it was a crazy game yesterday, as I say, and that sort of melee that started after Paredes deliberately kicked the ball into.
ตัวมันนี่แม่งเล่นเหมือนบ๊อบบาเลยอะเพื่อน
The referee was starting to lose control of that one, as we can see Foden and Saka using their best diplomatic skills just to speak to the linesman. They were both asking for the corner. They were both asking for the free kick as well. They felt as though Bellingham had been brought down just before that appeal for a corner. But yeah, this is good from England in terms of the attacking possession, trying to put pressure on France. If they can just sharpen up their passing in the final third and find a teammate in space, then England I think could be back in.
ตอนนี้นาทีที่30แล้วนะครับไวมากนะครับเพื่อนๆถ้าใครเข้าแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้ช่อง Life สดด้วยนะครับ
interfered and the referee played the advantage. The problem will be if England try and get some kind of revenge and the referee starts penalising them as Bellingham will close down a
ดูครับฝรั่งเศสนี่บี้ไวเลยนะอังกฤษต่อบอลได้ง่ายเลย
does get the flick on but Kane gets there ahead of Rabiot can't help himself, pushes the England captain to the ground and England just keep turning to the referee asking questions. I don't think they like what the referee.
เอ้าฟาว
No, they don't. But they have to strike a balance with that because referees are only human, and if you ask someone 10 times for the same thing, there's even more chance they're going to say no. England have just got to try and play the game.
ประธานเป้ฟิตมากครับ2คนก็ไม่อยู่ใช่ครับเอเป้เขาฟิตอยู่แล้วนะผมว่าในมุมนั้นแบบเป้แม่งฟิตอยู่แล้วไม่ต้องห่วงครับก็เชียร์ทีมไหนนะพิมพ์คอมเมนต์มาคุยกันได้นะครับมาแสดงความคิดเห็นมาได้ทุกคนนะครับไม่ปิดกั้นนะถ้ามีเบนเซม่าบ๊อบบางกงเต้นะฝรั่งเศสเต็มสูบใช่อะแต่มันไม่มีอะดิพี่ตอนเนี้ยเราต้องเล่นเท่าที่มีก่อนเนี่ยเอาเอ็มบัปเป้ได้บอลแล้วไปแล้วลงไปแล้วล่ามาแล้วโอ้โหเกือบผ่านไม่ผ่านไคลวอลเกอร์โอ้ยยิงมาไปเตะเลยไปเตะบุโยซาก้าอีก
Maguire looks for a diagonal left to right. This time Hernandez beats Saka in the air. Walker first two.
ลุ้นทีมอังกฤษแน่นอนค่ะ ได้ครับพี่ก็ลุ้นยาวๆนะคืนนี้อุ้ยโอโยซาก้าโอ้โหเอาไว้ฟาวครับลุ้นทีมฝรั่งเศสเฉพาะกิจแน่นอนครับได้ครับไปแล้วชิลูเดมเบเล่อังกฤษก็มาตั้งรับเร็วนะครับเพื่อนๆอ้าวปิดพัดลมหมดครับเอ็มเป้วาลานอิสมันวาลานโอ้ยเล่นกับอิสมันเฟียวนะครับไปแล้ว อิสมาเล่าโอ้โหไม่ผ่าน
They are. They've just
ดู
tried
เบลลิงแฮม
to
ไปเอาไว้
what England have been doing since the goal.
โอ้โห
In the last couple of minutes, things have just
ฝรั่ง
shifted
เศส
back
ก็
into
บอลมาได้อีก
midfield
แล้ว
rather than being in front of France's penalty area. And this is where England have to be careful
อ
because
ย่าลืมนะเพื่อนๆในช่องแชทนะครับมีให้กดโหวตนะ
it's
เพื่อน
going to take one or two good passes for France to get
ๆ
themselves
เพื่อนๆคิดว่าทีมไหนจะผ่านเข้ารอบก็กดโหวตกันได้นะครับ
trying to congest the midfield as much as they can.
แต่เดี๋ยวต้องไปเจอโมร็อกโกนะทีมรถบัสแห่งทวีปแอฟริกา
France have it back inside their own half though. Koundé is starting to open his legs as he tries to go down the right-hand side. Nice layoff from Dembele, finds Griezmann. He looks for Mbappe and Hernandez. Mbappe leaves it for Hernandez.
Koundé.
He's tracked the run and is able to get a tackle in. Two-touch, throw into France. Maybe 20 yards from the corner flag, left-hand side. France are in no rush to take this. Obviously, a lot's been said about this test that England faced, but let's not forget France have had half a team ruled out through injury coming into this tournament. I say half a team. Hernandez's brother, Kante, Pogba, Benzema, all chalked off the available list.
Well, they're all big misses. They'd all be pushing for a starting 11 place, but it just shows the strength and
รถ
depth.
พ่วงเจอรถมินิบัสนครชัยครับ นั่นเลยครับพี่
is clipped by Griezmann. Although Griezmann doesn't necessarily agree with that decision, as we can see. Looks like the Sheffield Wednesday band have made the trip to Qatar, just trying to get England inspired with some music from the sidelines. But it's been a tough half for England. They're not certainly not backing off. They are trying to.
อย่าลืมนะเพื่อนๆฝากใครเข้ามาแล้วนะฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์นะครับใกล้ถึง700ซับแล้วฝากเพื่อนๆด้วยนะครับขอบพระคุณนะครับ
There's also the two chances for Harry Kane. One was from outside the box, but it took a deflection. The other one was when he turned up with Meccano. But Lloris was up to the task as Shaw goes.
ไม่มีเบนก็ชนะอยู่ดีแหละครับน้องพิมพิกา
Touch from Tukumane helps it into.
ก็มีโอกาสเป็นไม่ได้ทั้งหมดนะเพราะชิลูมันก็ไม่แพ้เบนเซม่าหรอกครับอาจจะไม่คมเท่าเบนเซม่านะว่าถ้าเข้าจังหวะจังๆก็ยิงได้อะคิดดูครับ
France's only shot on. No, that's a beg your pardon. They've had that shot header from Giroud. A couple of efforts on target for both sides. Obviously, one turned out to be unstoppable from Tukumane. But France looking dangerous without really having the ball. England asking all the questions at the moment. And that defence is trying to make challenges, that is for sure. As the diagonal from Maguire just skids off the turf, doesn't do Henderson any favours. It's into touch.
But it's good to see Henderson there with his
ครึ่งแรกนี่ไม่ง่วงที่ผ่านเลยค
very
รับ
much in that mode of encouraging each other. You know, towards the end of a game, sometimes you'll see players criticising each other for trying to play the ball the way that was played. But Maguire trying to pick out Henderson, and we're seeing a sort of closer replay of the goal from Tukumane. It does go through Bellingham's legs, but he really develops a lot of movement on that ball, doesn't it? It really curls away from Pickford.
Yeah, the French in the crowd enjoyed it. They're celebrating. Here's Mbappe. I'd love a second, obviously, from him. He's waiting for the challenge to come back from Henderson. He's then gone down under a little bit of pressure. That will be a free kick. Henderson and Mbappe exchange glances.
Well, I mean, Mbappe sort of showing Henderson the ball as if to say, well, if you'd have won that, you would
เอ็มบัปเป้นะครับได้ฟาวล์
But obviously, the referee agreeing with Kylian Mbappe there that he was brought down. This is just a little bit too far for Griezmann to be thinking about a shot. It's also on the left, which him being a left footer wouldn't suit a shot, but it's certainly plenty of scope to try and get across it.
Obviously, England's line is just outside the box. We saw one England free kick. Maguire was offside. Actually, France defended that pretty well. And there are two or three French players offside at the moment as Griezmann takes it short to Dembele, slips it down the channel into the box. Hernandez trying to turn forward and he gets out across. Volley comes in from Mbappe. He can't.
แต่ว่ารีบๆตีเสมอให้ได้นะอังกฤษอย่าทำเหมือน4 ปีที่แล้วนะที่ฝรั่งเศสเข้าชิงกับโครเอเชียแล้วแชมป์โลกก็เป็นของฝรั่งเศส
It is leans back there, Kylian Mbappe, and sends
โครเอเชียเป็นรองแชมป์ใช่ครับพี่มีโอกาสทั้งคู่นะผมว่า
First time flick
ถ้า
from Dembele, Hernandez
ถ้าสมมติว่า
from Foden, and they're just
อังกฤษนะครับตีเสมอได้เร็วนะก็มีโอกาสได้
And his strike goes over the bar. But that's a warning for England that even after 10, nearly 50 minutes of being virtually stuck in their own half, France can certainly produce and create a decent chance.
Yeah, around about 6 minutes to go to the break. I don't
ครับ
think there'll be too much stoppage time.
ถามเพื่อนด้วยนะครับใครเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามนะก็รบกวนเพื่อนๆหน่อยนะครับ ใกล้จะครบ700ซับถึง700ซับแล้วก็ฝากเพื่อนด้วยนะครับ
Goes infield to Foden, who's playing centrally at the moment. John Stones is up in support as an auxiliary midfielder. Foden turns away from Tchouameni, feeds it out to Henderson, gets the return pass. Foden's playing on the right. Henderson's in space. Kane's the only man in the middle, though. Down the line for Foden. Henderson back to Foden. Now it's into Bellingham in the box. Bellingham back to goal, though. Being trapped by Griezmann. Works it back to Saka. Right edge. He curls towards the far post. Is there a chance for Kane, who tries to keep it alive?
รีบนำให้ได้นะครับฝรั่งเศสจะได้คว้าแชมป์โลกอีก เอาแฮร์รี่เคนถึงไหมไม่ถึง
John Stones felt he was pushed as he beat Dembele to the ball. I think the referee has given that free kick. And it's back in England's half.
It is, yeah. Dembele almost putting his hands together in prayer, not believing that the referee gave that free kick against him. But it did seem to me that there was enough contact there to give the free kick. In any case, England were covered there because although Stones lost the ball, Maguire was there mopping up. So even if the free kick hadn't have been given, England should have had possession back. But France pressing here. England have barely had time to cross the halfway line already. Foden and Bellingham under pressure.
มีโอกาสทั้ง2ทีมครับถ้าอังกฤษตีเสมอได้เร็วอ่ะผมว่าอังกฤษก็มีโอกาสจะเข้ารอบนะ
4 minutes to that half-time interval, unless there's stoppage time. Obviously, Dembele again slows it right down. England have regrouped.
ไปครับคุณเด้เดี๋ยววันพรุ่งนี้ก็จะมีหยุดพักแล้วนะ
Varane is sort of bringing it forward. Finds Griezmann out to Dembele. Trying to get Luke Shaw on the back pedal, left-footed cross charged down by Bellingham.
ฝากเพื่อนด้วยนะครับใครเข้ามาแล้วนะครับฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามหน่อยนะครับเดมเบเล่โอ้โหจ่ายไม่ดี
So far, well, since taking the lead, quite happy to have the ball. That's a switch of play from Tchouameni as well out to Hernandez. Closed down quickly by Kyle Walker. Rabiot's in support towards Mbappe. Tries to turn Stones. Stones lets. Just leaned into him. Mbappe saying it's a push.
I like this referee, Rob, because Mbappe didn't even have time to turn to the referee to ask for the free kick. The referee was already telling him to get up. He really is trying to eliminate all these easy free kicks there, the referee. And as I say, Mbappe was convinced there, but referee's on into a great run this from Walker, who's clipped by Griezmann. That's going to be our first booking.
Yeah, it's Griezmann. I don't think it's for the actual foul.
ไปนะครับวอลเกอร์เอาไงโอ้พิสมันนะโดนเหลืองแล้ว
contact there, but yeah, I'm liking this referee, even if he could have given England a free kick to build up to France's goal.
Yeah, he could have, and he also could have given a penalty as well. As I say, although obviously
พิสมันนะโดนไปเหลืองไปเลย
deciding there wasn't anything for him to look at.
ฝากเพื่อนด้วยครับฝากกดติดตามแล้วก็กดถูกใจด้วยนะครับแล้วก็ในช่องแชทมีให้โหวตเพื่อนคิดว่าที่ไหนจะเข้ารอบนะครับรอบรองนะฝากเพื่อนๆด้วยนะครับ
Bellingham finds Rice. It's a heavy touch that invites a challenge, and it turns out it's a ball-winning one from Dembele. Now he sprints into England half, and is fed by Tchouameni. Dembele has got
โอ้โหนิดเดียว
Bellingham on the back pedal.
นะครับชัวร์เมนดี้จะสวนแล้วที่เดมเบเล่พาลักเหลือมาแล้วตัดเข้าในหลบได้ครับ
to left, Rabiot back to the halfway line. It looks as though France will be quite happy to see the first half out, 1-0 up. Dembele, little back heel down the line, and Griezmann can't quite keep it in. Throw in to the Three Lions with a little over a minute to go of regulation in this first half. It's been
พรุ่งนี้ไม่มีบอลก็พักผ่อนนะครับเดี๋ยววันวันจันทร์นะเดี๋ยวเรามาไลฟ์คุยกันพรุ่งนี้เราก็พักผ่อนสมองเลยครับลากมาตั้งแต่บอลโลกครับ
could take a sort of partial assist for the goal because he ran 2/3 of the pitch with it. But I'll break off from that because here comes England down the left now with Bellingham.
Yeah, Bellingham making that run again. He thought about cross and decides to take on Koundé. It's a low ball in. Varane rather hooks his clearance back towards Bellingham. Koundé is able to head it away and
ครับเมื่อตะกี้ครับประธานเป้ซัดเต็มเหนียวแต่ข้ามคานไปเยอะพลังเหลือล้นจริงๆพลังเหลือจริงๆใช่ครับพี่มันเนี่ย
It's a ball-winning challenge, and Kane didn't make much of it because he won the ball, and the referee is quite happy for them go. And as I say, it's good to see the game keeps flowing.
ตอนนี้นาทีที่45แล้วนะครับเพื่อนๆฝรั่งเศสยังนำอยู่นะโหไวมากๆนะ
I think maybe 2 would be the well. There you go. You thought it'd be 1, I thought it'd be 2, and we're both a long way out because it's 4. I don't know where they've got 4 minutes from. I mean, there was the penalty check and there was the goal. We've not had the physio on once. We've not really had too much of a long setup for any other free kick. So, as I say, they've gone back to their habits from the start of this World Cup, just adding a lot of added time on at the end of the half.
Yeah, exactly. 4 minutes. Saka has it. 1-1 at the moment, although Rabiot is quick.
แป๊บนึงนะครับขออนุญาตเข้าห้องน้ำแป๊บนึงนะครับเพื่อน
take on Hernandez.So now it's 3. That's a better ball inside to Kyle Walker, who doesn't get forward too often. He finds Kane back to Saka. Walker quickly going back to track Mbappe. And France are actually defending that area pretty well. Luka Meccano's left one on Harry Kane again, who's slow to get up, perhaps just getting into the referee's eyes. Saka turned the first man, but not the second. And now the break is on for Les Bleus.As Tukameni feeds it out to Kylian Mbappe. Bellingham quickly across to help Kyle Walker, but now Tukameni's in space. Saka's got his revenge on Tukameni, and the referee tells him to get up. So it's happening for both sets of players. Unfortunately for England, of course, they're trailing by 1-0. But France not getting the soft free kicks that they would like to run more time off this game.
No, they're not, and...They, as I say, the referee will be hoping that if he's telling all the players to get up all the time, they just won't be asking as much. But something tells me the players are always going to ask the question if they feel there was any kind of contact, if it's worth asking the referee. But frustratingly for England now in this injury time period, it's France that are just controlling the ball.
Yeah, France in possession with Upamecano, who looked as though he was thinking about a diagonal, but of course then it's some kind of dummy, finds Varane, who returns it.Upamecano does go long this time, but that's straight through to Kyle Walker, who wasn't quite aware that Giroud was closing him down, but he's all too aware that he's a lot faster than Giroud anyway, and so is able to shepherd that one behind for a goal kick. So into the second half of stoppage time, England have threatened on a couple of occasions. Hugo Lloris making a couple of big saves. He does have his critics, obviously, but obviously served...France very well indeed, skippering them to World Cup glory. Not easy to defend a World Cup title. It's only been done twice, and France closing in on making it 3. Obviously, there's still plenty left in this game.
อังกฤษก็ยังมีความหวังอยู่ครับถ้าได้ลูกจุดโทษยิงโดยแฮร์รี่เคนอย่าหวังซะให้ยากเลยครับจุดโทษยังเรียกยากเลยครับเนาะผมว่าก็อาจจะเป็นไปได้นะcouldn't
they frustrated? But you made the point at kickoff, Rob, that couldn't they playing out of position and sometimes a quick ball when you're not.
ครับเป็นลูกเตะมุมนะอังกฤษได้ลูกเตะมุมนะครับเพื่อนๆก็ใครเข้าแล้วนะฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้หน่อยนะครับเหมือนฝรั่งเศสเขาจะเหมือนตั้งรับนะให้อังกฤษบุกนะผมว่า
inside the box all together. Foden with the delivery. Maguire appears to be the target. Hernandez just got in the way. Can Bellingham keep it in? He slightly misses that
เอาเปิดโฟเดนโอ้ยไม่ถึงแม็กควายดูบิลลิงแฮมเอ้าเปิดไม่ดีโอ้โยงเฮร์นันเดสสุดยอดเลยอ่ะเอ้าใครเจ็บอ่ะอ้าวแอนโนเดสนะเดือดช่องเดือดเลยนะ
I don't think he's won the ball for a start off, but he's not gone through Hernandez. He's kind of blocking Hernandez. Maybe Hernandez has kicked Bellingham. I think it's a time-wasted exercise. At the end of the first half, we are into the 5th minute of stoppage time.
อาการหมดแล้วนะครับเวลาครบแล้วนะหรือว่าผู้ตัดสินจะบวกเพิ่มให้กี่นาทีกี่วินาทีนะครับครึ่งแรกฝรั่งเศสน่าจะจบแล้วน่าจะนำแล้ว 1-0 นะครับ
I mean, what frustrates me is that we've had non-contested drop balls now for 2 seasons, and players still pretend like they don't understand the rule. They're still trying to win the ball back, but it's only going to be a few seconds of injury time for England now anyway.
ลืมนะเพื่อนๆใครเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้หน่อยนะช่องนี้ใกล้จะครบ700ซับแล้วนะครับฝากเพื่อนๆด้วยนะรบกวนด้วยค่ะที่ขอติดตามแล้วผมก็ขอบพระคุณมากนะครับใครยังไม่กดติดตามนะครับก็ฝากด้วยนะครับรบกวนด้วยก็ครึ่งแรกนะจบไปแล้วนะครับฝรั่งเศสนำอังกฤษต่อ1-0นะครับเดี๋ยวเรามาดูสรุปนะก็อังกฤษนะครับมีโอกาสยิง5ครั้งนะเข้ากรอบไป3แล้วก็โดนบล็อกอีก2นะครับส่วนฝรั่งเศสมีโอกาสยิง3ครั้งเข้ากรอบไป2แล้วก็หลุดกรอบไป1นะครับอัตราการครองบอลนะครับอังกฤษครองบอล 57.2% ฝรั่งเศส 42.8% นะครับอัตราการผ่านบอลทั้งหมดนะครับของอังกฤษนะ302ครั้งผ่านบอลสำเร็จ271ครั้งคิดเป็นเปอร์เซ็นต์ก็ประมาณ 90% นะครับส่วนของฝรั่งเศสนะผ่านบอลไปทั้งหมด227ครั้งผ่านบอลสำเร็จ199ครั้งก็คิดเป็น 88% นะครับแล้วก็สร้างคีย์พาสนะเอเดอร์สันสร้างไป2กิตมัน1เดเบเล่1เทโกเฮเนเดส1เดคันไลท์1นะครับก็ฝากด้วยนะครับใครเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้หน่อยนะครับขอบพระคุณครับเดี๋ยวเรามาดูครึ่งหลังกันต่อนะผมว่าน่าจะสนุกแล้วล่ะเห็นหน้าชิลูก็น่าเกรงขามแล้วขนาดมานูเอลนอยผู้สาประตูของเยอรมันยังหวั่นได้เลยเมื่อเจอทีมชาตินี้โอ้โหใช่ครับสุดยอดครับฝากเพื่อนด้วยครับใกล้จะครบ700ซับแล้วครับอีกนิดเดียวเท่านั้นครับจะครบ700ซับแล้วก็รบกวนเพื่อนด้วยนะครับขอ700ซับนะครับวันนี้สำหรับคู่ฝรั่งเศสอังกฤษนะครับพรุ่งนี้จะเดินหน้าต่อใน800ซับแต่วันนี้ขอสัก700ซับนะฝากเพื่อนๆด้วยอีกประมาณ8ซับสไครต์นะครับฝากเพื่อนๆด้วยนะครับขอบพระคุณนะครับนอยปิดเทอมเนี่ยยาวไปแล้วตกรอบใช่ไหมก็เลยปิดเทอมยาวใช่ไหมครับพี่ฝากด้วยนะครับฝากด้วยฝากเพื่อนด้วยโอกาสยิงนะของไอ้นี่มีตั้ง5ครั้งนะของอังกฤษเข้ากรอบไปก็3แต่โดนบล็อกอีก2มีโอกาสนะถือว่าอังกฤษยังมีโอกาสนะในครึ่งแรกดูดีเป็นหมดสถิติดีหมดทุกอย่างเลยนะครับดีกว่าของฝรั่งเศสทุกอย่างเลยก็ฝากเพื่อนด้วยครับใครเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามนะครับฝากเพื่อนๆด้วยปิดเทอมยาวครับผมว่าน่าจะปิดเทอมยาวนะก็ช่วงพักครึ่งนะครับใครไม่ได้เข้าห้องน้ำนะฝากให้เพื่อนไปเข้าห้องน้ำห้องท่าให้เรียบร้อยนะเดี๋ยวเรามาเจอกันใหม่นะครับในครึ่งหลังผมว่าครึ่งหลังมาอังกฤษต้องบุกแล้วล่ะหรือไม่ก็ต้องส่งมาคันแรดฟอร์ดลงนะวันนี้บุกโยฟาก้าทำอะไรไม่ได้เลยนะครับก็ต้องลุ้นนะ
England lost possession at the edge of the French penalty area. There were thoughts that Bukayo Saka may have been fouled, but Deo Upamecano got away with the ball. The referee didn't give any free kick, and then once the ball got towards the edge of the England penalty area, it reached Tukameni, whose great strike nutmegged Jude Bellingham and beats Jordan Pickford low down. England responded well with a lot of possession. There was a penalty shout, but Harry Kane was brought down at the edge of the box, nothing given, and at half-time France lead by a goal to nil. Half-time at the Al-Bayt Stadium and now.
รอลุ้นครึ่งหลังนะครับเพื่อนๆฝากกดถูกใจหน่อยนะครับมีคนกดถูกใจแค่3คนเองนะฝากเพื่อนๆด้วยคนเข้ามาดูเยอะอยู่นะครับฝากกดถูกใจหน่อยนะครับฝากเพื่อนๆด้วยตอนนี้10-10ครับโดยชัวเมนดี้นะครับคนแอสซิสต์ก็เป็นองตัวคิสมันนะครับก็เตะอีกทีนู่นเลยนะครับคือวันอังคารนะเวลาตี2นะครับเพื่อนๆอีกที แล้วคู่แรกก็น่าจะเป็นโมร็อกโกเจอคู่นี้ก่อนนะครับเฮ้ยคู่แรกของรอบรองน่าจะเป็นอาร์เจนตินากับเนเธอร์แลนด์นะเวลาตี 2ในคืนวันที่13นะครับแล้วก็ในคืนวันที่14นะก็รอโมร็อกโกต้องไปลุ้นคู่นี้นะครับระหว่างอังกฤษกับฝรั่งเศสใครจะเข้าไปเจอโมร็อกโก4 ทีมสุดท้ายนะโอ้ยโมร็อกโกนี่สุดยอดนะม้ามืดของจริงครับมืดแบบมืดเลยครับมืดแบบไม่มีใครสนใจครับแต่โมร็อกโกก็ผ่านทุกทีมไปได้นะครับฝากเพื่อนด้วยใครไม่กด Subscribe ฝากกด Subscribe หน่อยใกล้จะครบ700ซับแล้วนะอีกนิดเดียวเองครับนิดเดียวเองตอนนี้เพื่อนๆโหวตนะอังกฤษ 67% แล้วก็ฝรั่งเศส 33% นะครับไม่รู้ว่าอังกฤษจะต้องมาทำยังไงครับเนี่ยดูฮิสแมทนะของครึ่งแรกที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยครับอังกฤษจะเน้นไปทางขวานะบุกทางขวาเป็นหลักนะของฝรั่งเศสก็จะบุกทางขวาบ้างทางซ้ายบ้างก็เฉลี่ยกันไปอย่าลืมนะเพื่อนใครเข้ามาแล้วนะฝากกด Subscribe ให้หน่อยนะใกล้ครบแล้วนะครับใกล้ครบ700ซับแล้วนะฝากเพื่อนๆด้วยนะอย่าลืมนะเพื่อนๆฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามนะใครเข้ามาแล้วนะโอ้ชัวร์เมนี่ยิงโคตรดีเลยนะเพื่อนๆขออนุญาตไปเอาของแป๊บนึงนะครับรีบไปไหนนะมีอะไรคอมเมนต์มาคุยกันได้นะ
England lost possession at the edge of the French penalty area. There were thoughts that Bukayo Saka may have been fouled, but Deo Upamecano got away with the ball. The referee didn't give any free kick, and then once the ball got towards the edge of the England penalty area, it reached Tukameni, whose great strike nutmeg Jude Bellingham and beats Jordan Pickford low down. England responded well with a lot of possession. There was a penalty shout, but Harry Kane was brought down at the edge of the box, nothing given, and at half-time France lead by a goal to nil. Half-time at the Al-Bayt Stadium in Al-Khor, where England trail France by a goal to nil. It was a great strike as well. England lost possession at the edge of the French penalty area. There were thoughts that Bukayo Saka may have been fouled, but Deo Upamecano got away with the ball. The referee didn't give any free kick, and then once the ball got towards the edge of the England penalty area, it reached Tukameni, whose great strike nutmeg Jude Bellingham and beats Jordan Pickford low down. England responded well with a lot of possession. There was a penalty shout, but Harry Kane was brought down at the edge of the box, nothing given, and at half-time France lead by a goal to nil. Half-time at the Al-Bayt Stadium in Al-Khor, where England trail France by a goal to nil. It was a great strike as well. England lost possession at the edge of the French penalty area. There were thoughts that Bukayo Saka may have been fouled, but Deo Upamecano got away with the ball. The referee didn't give any free kick, and then once the ball got towards the edge of the England penalty area, it reached Tukameni, whose great strike nutmeg Jude Bellingham and beats Jordan Pickford low down. England responded well with a lot of possession. There was a penalty shout, but Harry Kane was brought down at the edge of the box, nothing given, and at half-time France lead by a goal to nil. Half-time at the Al-Bayt Stadium in Al-Khor, where England trail France by a goal to nil. It was a great strike as well. England lost possession at the edge of the French penalty area. There were thoughts that Bukayo Saka may have been fouled, but Deo Upamecano got away with the ball. The referee didn't give any free kick, and then once the ball got towards the edge of the England penalty area, it reached Tukameni, whose great strike nutmeg Jude Bellingham and beats Jordan Pickford low down. England responded well with a lot of possession. There was a penalty shout, but Harry Kane was brought down at the edge of the box, nothing given, and at half-time France lead by a goal to nil. Half-time at the Al-Bayt Stadium in Al-Khor, where England trail France by a goal to nil. It was a great strike as well. England lost possession at the edge of the French penalty area. There were thoughts that Bukayo Saka may have been fouled, but Deo Upamecano got away with the ball. The referee didn't give any free kick, and then once the ball got towards the edge of the England penalty area, it reached Tukameni, whose great strike nutmeg Jude Bellingham and beats Jordan Pickford low down. England responded well with a lot of possession. There was a penalty shout, but Harry Kane was brought down at the edge of the box, nothing given, and at half-time France lead by a goal to nil. Half-time at the Al-Bayt Stadium in Al-Khor, where England trail France by a goal to nil.
นอยไปเล่นเจ็ตสกีจนได้เรื่องอ๋อเหรอครับอันนี้ข่าวชัวร์เลยเหรอเจ็บยาวเลยครับ อันนี้คือเจ็บยาวเลยใช่ไหมครับนอยเออร์เนี่ยฝากเพื่อนด้วยครับใครเข้าแล้วนะฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้หน่อยนะครับเพื่อนๆก็สวยเลยครับหน่อยโคตรสวยเลยครับเพื่อน
England lost possession at the edge of the French penalty area. There were thoughts that Bukayo Saka may have been fouled, but Deo Upamecano got away with the ball. The referee didn't give any free kick, and then once the ball got towards the edge of the England penalty area, it reached Tukameni, whose great strike nutmegged Jude Bellingham and beat Jordan Pickford low down. England responded well with a lot of possession. There was a penalty shout, but Harry Kane was brought down at the edge of the box, nothing given, and at half-time France lead by a goal to nil. Half-time at the Al-Bayt Stadium in Al-Khor, where England trailed France by a goal to nil. It was a great strike as well. England lost possession at the edge of the French penalty area. There were thoughts that Bukayo Saka may have been fouled, but Deo Upamecano got away with the ball. The referee didn't give any free kick, and then once the ball got towards the edge of the England penalty area, it reached Tukameni, whose great strike nutmegged Jude Bellingham and beat Jordan Pickford low down. England responded well with a lot of possession. There was a penalty shout, but Harry Kane was brought down at the edge of the box, nothing given, and at half-time France lead by a goal to nil. Half-time at the Al-Bayt Stadium in Al-Khor, where England
ไม่รู้สึกว่ามันพักนานเลยวะไม่รู้สึกว่าคู่นี้มันพักนานเลยครับเพื่อนๆ
Tukameni, whose great strike nutmegged Jude Bellingham and beat Jordan Pickford low down. England responded well with a lot of possession. There was a penalty shout, but Harry Kane was brought down at the edge of the box. Nothing given.
อย่าลืมนะครับเพื่อนๆใครยังไม่กดติดตามฝากไปกดติดตามให้หน่อยนะEngland lost possession at the edge of the French penalty area. There were thoughts that Bukayo Saka may have been fouled, but Deo Upamecano got away with the ball. The referee didn't give any free kick, and then once the ball got towards the edge of the England penalty area, it reached Tukameni, whose great strike nutmegged Jude Bellingham and beat Jordan Pickford. But Harry Kane was brought down at the edge of the box. Nothing given. เมื่อไหร่จะมาเนี่ยพักนานจังวะพี่เวน ตอนนี้ผมโหวตเป็นไงบ้างเนี่ยโอ้ยเพื่อนๆคิดว่าอังกฤษเข้ารอบ 75% นะครับฝรั่งเศส 25% เท่านั้นนะครับมีคนเชียร์อังกฤษเยอะนะในไลฟ์ผมนะในช่องผมนะคนเชียร์อังกฤษเยอะมากๆEngland lost possession at the edge of the French penalty area. There were thoughts that Bukayo Saka may have been fouled, but Deo Upamecano got away with the ball. The referee didn't give any free kick, and then once the ball got towards the edge of the England penalty area, it reached Tukameni, whose great strike nutmegged Jude Bellingham and beat Jordan Pickford low down. England responded well with a lot of possession. There was a penalty shout, but Harry Kane was brought down at the edge of the box. Nothing given. เอาละครับเกมใกล้จะมาแล้วนะเพื่อนๆเปอร์เซ็นต์น้อยมักจะเข้ารอบมากกว่าใช่ครับพี่เตะฝรั่งเศสวิ่งออกมาแล้วผ่านเพื่อนนะครับใครไม่กดติดตามนะครับฝากกดติดตามกดไลค์กดแชร์กด Subscribe ให้ผมด้วยนะครับขอบพระคุณมากนะครับEngland lost possession at the edge of the French penalty area. There were thoughts that Bukayo Saka may have been fouled, but Deo Upamecano got away with มาแล้ววิ่งมาแล้วนี่ครับแชมป์โลก2สมัยกับแชมป์โลก1สมัยนะวันนี้ซึมเศร้าหงอยเหงาเพราะอกหักจากนักเตะทีมชาติเยอรมัน
second half is about to get underway at the Albayat Stadium. The last of the
มัน
quarter
ก็มันตกรอบไปนานแล้วพี่อย่าไปสนใจเลยครับเยอรมันแต่เขาก็พัฒนาขึ้นมาได้หมดชุดนี้ผมว่าไม่ไหววะเยอรมันอะ
That was on 17 minutes. England frustrated as they felt as though Bukayo Saka may have been brought down in the build-up to that goal. Nothing was reviewed and the goal stood. Then there was a penalty appeal. Harry Kane looked to have been brought down by Deo Upamecano. Well, there was some debate as to whether it was inside the box or not. VAR did check it, but no penalty was given. And the last 15 minutes of the first half, England.
พี่สักกลินบอกว่าเยอรมันเล่นไม่ได้ดั่งใจหัวเลยใช่ครับเยอรมันเล่นไม่ดี
England some positives, but just need to be a bit more direct in the second half, we think.
Yeah, I think, well, they've got to step up the tempo. They've got 45 minutes left. I know they're only 1-0 down, but they've got to ask more questions. Lloris made 2 saves, of course, but one of those...
ไม่รู้ครับอังกฤษจะมาไม้ไหนนะไม่รู้จะมาเล่นเอาประตูเลยป่ะครับ
I'd like to see, Saka at least take on his man. I don't think England have been quick enough in possession. Times have obviously a bit more of a factor in the second half. Here goes Bellingham though on one of his runs. Another challenge comes in from Dembele. The referee's playing the advantage though because Foden has it.
He does. Foden gets across, puts a ball in, which is now put out for a
ไปครับจูเบลลิงแฮมไปแล้วโอ้ยฝาเปล่าจานโฟเดนไปได้อุ้ยโอ้โหอ้าวใครโดนใบเหลืองอ่ะเดมเบเล่เหรอครับเกมเดือดเลยนะครับโดนใบเหลืองไปแล้วนะครับเดมเบเล่โอ้ไปสไลด์จูเบลลิงแฮมนะครับอังกฤษจะมาไม้หน้า3ไม้หน้า3ใช่
He has Foden now with the corner for England. He aims at the edge of the 6-yard box at the back post and then drops to Bellingham who puts his foot through it. And it's
ออกเป็นไม้หน้า4ได้ไหมพี่นี่ครับโฟเดนเปิดแม็กไวยิงเรียบร้อยโอ้โหเซฟเฉยจูเบลลิงแฮมยิงโอ้ยอลิสเซฟได้ไงวะโอ้โหบูลลิงแฮมยิงมันตรงตัวครับแต่มันก็เซฟยากอะเซฟเฉย
really jostling for position inside the 6-yard box as well as Foden whips that in towards the back post. Aims at Maguire. It's just inside the 6-yard box, but it drops harmlessly in the end towards Hugo Lloris, who makes the save. Maguire's header, I don't think that was a header.
เรียบร้อยเรียบร้อย
And it just needed a bit more luck when it reached Declan Rice.
แม็กไวร์แม็กไวร์หม่งให้เบอร์4โอ้ยได้แค่ไลท์บอลมันกระดอนเนี่ยแม่งยิงเต็มข้อล่อเต็มแข้งเลยแม่งไม่เข้าดูเบลลิงแฮมครับอังกฤษมาดุนะมีโอกาสเน้นเลยเมื่อกี้ของจูเบลลิงแฮมนี่เล่นดีจริงๆนะเพื่อน
Tukameni and Rabiot as the 2 holder midfielders with Dembele, Griezmann and Mbappe as the 3 ahead of them. Giroud is the front man for France. There's very nearly Henderson picking the ball off Upamecano there. He's then challenged by Bukayo Saka and that is going to be a free kick to France. There wouldn't have been a free kick.
เกือบแล้วมึงโอปาเมกาโนโอเคยังดีได้ฟาวล์
hitting France on a quick counter, but as it is, they've taken the free kick short here, Didier Deschamps' men, and they're just quite happy to hold the ball around about the halfway line with Hernandez now on the left-hand side. He clips the ball over the top, looking for Rabiot. Now it's with
เอาฝรั่งเศสสู้เขา2-0ไปก่อนจะได้เล่นง่ายๆRabiotเอ็มบัปเป้ผาลากไหมผาทัวไหมโอ้จานฟาวล์ฟาวเอ็มบัปเป้โดนทำฟาวนะครับ
sort of sticking a leg out, hoping for a challenge there.
I mean, I don't know if the referee's given a yellow card, but yeah, it's a dive and decision really. He's let plenty go. That was my fear at the start of the game that the referee would just buy.
ไม่ฟาวได้ไงชิบหายเตะขนาดนั้น
England didn't get any of the decisions.
Well, I do always think that sometimes the star men of the World Cup, people like Messi and Mbappe, they just get that little bit more credibility with the referee there. I mean, I agree. I didn't think there was anything in that live, and seeing the replay there, I don't think there was anything that at all. But the free kick's been given. England have got to
คิ
get
ดมันนะ
over
จะเปิด
defend here because it is Griezmann.
แต่ฟรีคิกตรงทางด้านซ้ายนะ
Down side, Harry Kane once again in defensive duty heads that ball away at the edge of the 6-yard box. It drops here to Dembele over on the right-hand side. He goes back towards Jules.
เปิดโอ้โหนึกว่า2-0ไปแล้ว
Still has enough time to recover before Henderson closes him down, and then it's played back towards Lloris, who thunders that one straight back towards the edge of the England penalty area. I think Giroud is still coming back from a offside position. He's wagging his finger like he doesn't agree, but the decision's been made. A free kick's been taken quickly. He's hardly had a touch of the ball as well for most of the game, Giroud.
I don't think that's unexpected, though, is it? Obviously, they haven't they took the lead in the 17th minute. They've not been desperate to get the ball downfield. He has, of course, had that headed chance from the Dembele cross, but that was at 0-0. And you know, he's just leading the line. He's trying to be the focal point, but you know, France are playing arguably within themselves. If England get a goal, it might be different, but I think he's just doing a job at the moment, trying to, I don't know, sit on Declan Rice and stop him having any time on the ball.
Well, here come England now, just trying to...
ตอนง่อยๆครับจะหลับแล้วเนี่ย
Well, almost in attacking midfield. They're having to go back towards the halfway line. And Henderson again with Saka trying to develop something on that right-hand side. It's something that we mentioned off air at half-time, that Kyle Walker, who you normally associate with bombing forward for England and for Manchester City, he's clearly been told not to do that as a sort of safety against Mbappe. But now a ball played through towards Saka. He breaks into the box, plays it across the 6-yard box. It's cleared away. A second effort coming in from Henderson. That's charged down. That's better from England. Saka finally getting some joy. But now England have to be careful because the ball does reach Mbappe and he threads it through towards Giroud. Giroud was offside. Well, even if he wasn't, it's a poor touch from Olivier Giroud. England now have it back with
เป้โอ้ชิรูโอ้
Now Bukayo Saka, England with their tails up here. Saka down the right-hand side. He's got Adrian Rabiot for company. Hernandez is back there as well, but Saka gets a ball into Bellingham. Bellingham back to Saka. Saka goes down, and that's got to be a penalty. And
ไปครับบุกโยซาก้าไปอีกแล้วต้องใช้ความสามารถเฉพาะตัวแล้วล่ะโอ้จุดโทษอย่างเงี้ยจุดโทษแล้วโอ้โหอ้าวชูอาเมนดี้โอ้ยพี่พิมพ์ชนามบอกว่าแล้วบอกเป๊ะเลยครับนี่ครับอังกฤษยังมีความหวังอยู่ถ้าได้จุดโทษแล้วฮันรี่เคนยิงเอาละครับจุดโทษนะครับเพื่อนๆโอ้ชูอาเมนดี้นะครับทั้งยิงทั้งทำจุดโทษเลยนะวันนี้
He's been more aggressive. Harry Kane's got a chance to level matters up, and I don't think there's any doubt about that penalty.
No, there isn't. As I say, Mbappe just jogging back towards Hugo Lloris, potentially just a little bit of mind games here, just to try and delay Harry Kane's taking of the penalty. He's taken 19 penalties for England. Harry Kane has scored 16 of them. So how important is it that his 20th penalty is successful? A great chance here now for England as two club teammates, Kane against Lloris. I'm sure they've taken plenty of practice penalties against each other at the Spurs training ground. This is a slightly bigger arena now in this World Cup quarter-final. 53 minutes gone. Harry Kane against Hugo Lloris. A chance to put England level, put England back on track.
เรารู้อยู่แล้วนะว่าแฮนรี่เคนจะยิงยังไงอ่ะปุ้งให้ได้
Waiting for the whistle. It's taking a very long time here. This always is real pressure on the penalty kick taker. I'm not quite sure what Walter Pereira Sampaio is waiting for. It may well be there's some encroachment at the edge of the box. But now, second attempt here as Kane now steps forward. Referee's happy.
จะเข้าไหมจะเข้าไหมจะเข้าไม่เข้าจะเข้าไม่เข้าเข้าไม่เข้าเอาไม่เข้าไม่เข้าเข้าไปแล้วครับเอาแล้วอังกฤษตามตีเสมอฝรั่งเศสได้แล้วนะครับเพื่อนๆ1-1แล้วครับมาแล้วครับมาแล้วครับมาแล้วครับ
Teammates, who knows how many penalties that Lloris has faced from Harry Kane, but he hasn't tried to be clever. He's hit it hard, he's hit it high, he's found a top corner. It's not obviously right in the top corner, it's high enough. Maybe if he'd gone the right way, there's a chance, but he's hit it so hard that it would have been a good save. But he didn't go the right way. England are back on terms, and I think on chances and shots, and the fact that Lloris has made 3-4 saves already, it's nothing more than England deserve.
It's not. It's the perfect time to score as well. Right at the start of the second half, Gareth Southgate and his assistant Steve Holland absolutely delighted with that. And it's all level now with 55 minutes on the clock. It's England 1.
ครับเกมเริ่มมาเท่ากันใหม่นะ1-1
now with Morocco awaiting in the semi-final. We are back underway now with France in possession. Jules Koundé with a ball over the top. It's too long for Giroud, but it gets through to Rabiot, who hits it early. He was worried that he might
เปยิงโอ้โหใครอะราบิโอหายเกือบเข้าฟอร์ดต้องเซฟเลยนะครับ
You're most likely to concede just after you've scored yourself, and England very nearly proving that.
I mean, that was just awful defending. I don't know why John Stones left it. I think Harry Kane is running out of play, and it's going to be a France throw. But I don't know why he left it. He was into it in the middle, and there's just a massive hole there, and it's a good shot, good save from Pickford. I mean, it's just terrible defending. If I'm Jordan Pickford, I'm having a right go at
ราบิโอยิงหน้าดีกว่านี้นะเพื่อนๆดูดิ
such a big gap through the middle. But, you know, Pickford's come up trumps, and England get away with it.
It's a great save for Pickford because it's one of those shots that just bounces before it hits the keeper's hands. He's really got to make sure that he puts strong hands on that. But Gareth Southgate straight away just saw him reacting to that France chance, just pointing to his forehead, telling his England players, come on, just think, because that was a very avoidable situation as Kane put under pressure there from Rabiot in midfield, and France now win it back with Mbappe heading off down the left-hand side. He's got Kyle Walker for pace, gets away from
ผ่านแล้ววอลเกอร์โอ้โหเปไวกว่าเรียบร้อยไหมเรียบร้อยเอี้ยยิสมันโอ้โหยิสมันจ่ายไม่ดีโอ้ยเป้แม่งไหวชิบหายเลยเพื่อนไวกว่าใครวอลเกอร์อีกอ่ะอ้าวทีนี้ถึงโฟเดนละทันไหมไม่ทันครับโฟเดนโอ้โหเป้แม่งโคตรไวเลยเพื่อนแบบไวจริงๆอ่ะ
turning up. It's like, why are you doing that at 1-1? Why not do it at 1-0? Really ask the questions out of England. Unfortunately for France, the touch from Dembele, I thought it was a lovely little step over in the middle there, but Dembele couldn't quite take it in his stride. And the chance went.
ไอ้วอลเกอร์ว่าเวลแล้วเอ็มบัปเป้มึงวิ่งแซงเลยพอยจังโง่
And that one didn't lead to a shot. But as soon as England have scored, there's two chances for France.
Well, there is, although now Giroud's a bit frustrated with Raphael Varane because that's just a ball over the top to no one in particular. Catching practice in the end for Jordan Pickford. But yeah, that's certainly a warning for England. France have actually had two decent chances to take the lead, retake the lead.
ตอนนี้ครับประมาณ33นาทีนะตอนทดเวลาบาดเจ็บ
Slow and steady possession here for England, playing out from the back with Luke Shaw just getting under a bit of pressure there from Dembele. Going back towards Jordan Pickford, Giroud's closing him down.
เพื่อนใครเข้ามาแล้วนะครับฝากกด Subscribe หน่อยนะใกล้จะครบ700 Subscribe แล้วนะฝากเพื่อนๆด้วยเป้โอ้โหจ่ายไม่ดี
Looks like it was Hernandez with the header, but that just goes straight out for a goal kick. But this is like a sort of mini timeout for England now, just to take stock of what's happened in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, regroup, get plans sorted out again. Obviously, the change you imagine, but I mean, I still like to see England give Saka the ball, run at the defenders. Foden's had quite a quiet game. He just got involved there, but edge of the box, he's looking for a pass back, and that led.
เดชองนี่ทำหน้าเครียดเลยนะเดชอง
Aggressive, look for a ball in the box. If there isn't one, run into the box. You know, France have already given away one penalty. On another day, it might have been two. Run at them. But yeah, I just wonder if England have gone in their shells again a fraction. But get Saka the ball and get Foden a little bit more involved. I think he's had a quiet game.
He has. Foden has had a quiet game, and that doesn't mean to say he's going to have a quiet 90 minutes. Foden is one of these players that can produce something out of nothing. Perhaps just a little bit restricted in the way that England are set up, but that's understandable. You know, England are trying to negate a threat here from France, and that threat has just increased now since England have equalised. France really seem to be going for it now as Giroud closes down Harry Maguire, but he's got enough time to go back towards Jordan Pickford. 59 minutes gone, independent off-tube studio commentary. It's England 1, France 1. As John Stones rolls the ball forward to Declan Rice. On the right-hand side now for Henderson, closed down by Rabiot, and here is Bukayo Saka playing the ball back in towards Declan Rice. England just getting a little bit stuck here in midfield. France are just pushing up a little bit higher now. It's going to need a little bit more creativity here from Gareth Southgate's men. We mentioned just off air at half-time potential substitutions. That was when it was 1-0. Now at 1-1, I just wonder if Southgate's got any thoughts on a change. I'll get your thoughts on that in a minute, Rob, because here comes Bukayo Saka with a great run.
ไปครับบุโยสก้าลากไปแล้วยิงโอ้โหเสียไม่เข้า
To really get a strike on goal that would have put Lloris under pressure, but Saka playing through the middle this time and almost getting some joy.
Well, I mean, this is the encouragement that he needs. I know the right-footed shot isn't obviously his strongest side, but it's hit the target, it's forced the save, it's an easy save. But he's running at the defence and they're backing off, they're not wanting to make challenges. He manages to find the space to get the shot. The next shot he does might be a better one, as Mbappe's in a very central...
เอาเอ็มบัปเป้ขวาโล่งเดมิเล่ยิงโอ้ยนิดเดียวครับเพื่อนๆ
who's got Bellingham for company, but Dembele holds on to the ball, trying to generate something here. Dembele, and he does find a pass.
Dembele
at the edge of the box. He did have Rabiot on the overlap.
เอ็มบัปเป้โอ้โหจ่ายไม่ดีเอาละครับอังกฤษจะสวนดูเบลลิงแฮมครับ 4-4 แล้ว
Just a little bit away from Phil Foden,
Oh,
but
Foden.
He'll be able to get there, keep it in play, and hold the ball up until some support arrives. He does well to skip away from Koundé and from Griezmann. He goes back into Bellingham in midfield, and now with Henderson over towards Saka on the right-hand side. England about 30 yards out from goal at this stage, as Saka trying to take on Hernandez. Right-hand edge of the penalty area. Henderson goes on the overlap, but that was ignored by Saka. It's with Kane now. Kane trying a left-footed effort from outside the box. It's on target, but again, it's nothing difficult for Lloris.
No, he's not afraid to shoot, though. I mean, France have got to be wary that we're not afraid to shoot. I mean, not that they're not all going to be shots that are tame as that. Obviously, Kane shooting on his weaker left. Saka.
พรุ่งนี้จะมีต่อเวลาปะเนี่ยเพื่อน
If France are aware that we're going to shoot on, not quite on sight, but in and around the box, they might have to be a little bit more aggressive in their defending. But better play from England. They've settled down after scoring the goal. France look to be getting back on top, but it's an even contest. It's a tough one to call, as I think many thought ahead of play. 1-1, time running out. Who's going to blink first?
Well, it's as I say, at the moment, it does seem to be France in the ascendancy, although Dembele's run is just stopped at the edge of the box by Luke Shaw. England then tried to play it out. Bellingham finding Foden. He's already got 3 French players trying to close him down, but Foden skips through all of them, and then he's brought down. In terms of efforts on target, England have had more of them, and that's certainly a good sign. They are trying to get more of an attacking flair in this second half. 11 efforts for England, of which 7 have been on target. France have had 5. 3 of them have been on target. The referee is just telling off a couple of England players here, including Kane and Maguire, because the England players were demanding a booking here for Tukameni or for Griezmann, depending on who. Well, Griezmann's already on a yellow card, and I think that Gareth Southgate on the touchline was asking the same question. He felt as though there was a booking there.
Yeah, the referee told him not to talk about a booking, and fair enough. I mean, I don't think it was a foul. If we go on what the referees let go, arguably it's a bigger man leaning into Foden. He lost balance, and certainly Griezmann isn't the person who fouled him. It's got to be Tukameni. He just happened to be the man that Foden was pushed into. So, I mean, England have just got to learn their lessons.
อกหักทำไม
Don't beg him to.
อกหักทำไมพี่สาว
They will, absolutely. There was a short
นักเตะทีมชาติไทยรอ
quite a few years where
ดามใจอยู่
card would get booked himself, but I think it was happening so much that the referee stopped enforcing that rule in the end. Meantime, England have lost the ball after taking that free kick, and Griezmann's away down the right-hand side for France, stopped by Declan Rice. Out for a throw to France down the right-hand side. Koundé takes it quickly into the goal scorer Tukameni, who's been hassled there by
ตอนนี้นะครับ63 นาทีแล้วนะเพื่อน
France have taken quickly, and here is Adrien Rabiot now.
ๆงงมากครับ
Towards Hernandez, also plays his club football in Italy for AC Milan, and France just quite happy to slow things down in midfield now. Upamecano in towards Ousmane Dembele. Koundé now pushing forward down the right-hand side. France are about 40 yards out from England's goal right now, as a ball over the top from Dembele has got far too much on it. Koundé couldn't have got on the end of that if the pitch was 10 yards longer, and it's now out for a goal kick to England. 64 minutes gone It is 1-1 here between England and France, and I'm just wondering which of the two managers is calmer at the moment, Deschamps or Southgate. I suppose they're both a little bit tense.
Well, I think they're probably tense. They're probably relatively calm. I mean, neither's losing, so it's you know, what can we do to affect the game? I think they're both sort of confident in the composure of their players. I mean, if I'm Didier Deschamps, I might be thinking Mbappe needs to get a little bit more involved. He is their best player. I'd also be thinking that Dembele needs to do a little bit more. He's shown little glimpses. As Saka doesn't get another free kick.
Yeah, I mean, Saka actually waving his fist at the referee there. He was furious that the referee didn't give a free kick. Now the free kick's been given for a slight foul on one of the French players. France have taken it very away now down the left-hand side to finding Mbappe.
บอลถึงเอ็มบัปเป้แล้วยึกยักอยู่ยึกยักเปิดโอ้โหไม่ถึงชิรูครับปรบมือครับโอ้ชิรูเหมือนจะเจ็บปะเนี่ย
I mean, I honestly think this is encouragement for England. You know, eventually the referee is going to have enough of the challenges, whatever they are, however slight you think they are. He's not letting everything go. And we've seen Foden draw a foul.
ทีมชาติไทยชนะไม่ขาดหรอกนะหรือเปล่าดีกว่าพี่พรุ่งนี้ตั้งแต่กี่โมงครับพี่แต่กี่โมงครับพี่บอกผมหน่อยดิถ้าสมมติว่า3 ทุ่มขึ้นไปผมไลฟ์ได้และ2 ทุ่มทุ่มหนึ่งผมยังไลฟ์ไม่ได้ครับต้องรอเก็บร้านก่อนนะครับจะกลับมา
to win this game as a long ball over the top is headed away by Harry Maguire. England back in possession now with John Stones just inside the England half to Declan Rice. Ball over towards Henderson on the right-hand side, goes back in towards Kyle Walker. England have just slowed things down.
2 ทุ่มครึ่งเหรอ2 ทุ่มครึ่งน่าจะได้อยู่นะครับเดี๋ยวมาไลฟ์ครึ่งหลังก็ได้พรุ่งนี้ภรรยาผมเขากลับไปนี่ด้วยภรรยากับลูกเขากลับบ้านเขากับประจวบ
Yeah, that's not the first time they've targeted Foden with a long ball. Now, it seems strange given Foden's up against Koundé, who's a centre half. They've tried to play a few diagonals out there. Oh, Luke Shaw's just coughed up possession.
ใช่ครับเกมง่วงมากไอ้กิสมันโอ้จ่ายไม่ดีเอ้าบอลมาเข้าทางเอ็มบัปเป้
Options for him. Mbappe being stood up here by Bukayo Saka. Mbappe trying to switch play to pick out Dembele, which he does, but Dembele here takes it on first. He could have actually just taken a touch there, Dembele. England can be thankful to him that he didn't, because he lost control of the ball and then Maguire clears it. But England just struggling to get the ball away at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, this is what the problem is with Dembele. Sometimes he looks like an absolute world beater, and then sometimes he's playing terrible passes or. I just think he could be a little bit more involved. France, for me, are not quite playing at full pace. I just wonder if the occasion is their problem. Obviously, a lot's been said about teams not defending World Cups, and they want to be able to do that. Brazil have gone. Other big teams have gone. Portugal gone from this half. And they might just be thinking, if we can just get through England, you know, we're back in the final. Kind of thing, you know. No disrespect to Morocco, but you're talking about the favourites for the World Cup here. So I just think France.
อย่าลืมนะครับใครเข้ามาแล้วนะฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามนะครับตอนนี้ใกล้จะถึง700 ซับแล้วนะครับเพื่อนๆฝากด้วยนะนิดเดียวอีกนิดเดียวครับเพื่อนๆเอาครับโอ้โยซาก้าโอ้โหเล่นดีจริงๆนะเล่นเด่นโคตรเลยเล่นเด่นชิบหายครับโอโยซาก้า
As England 1-1 with France, and it will be Rob to take us through to full time.
Yeah, cheers, Paul. It's around about 11 shots to 5 in England's favour.
บอลไทยมีถ่ายไหมครับพวกพี่
Not all of them have been firecrackers that needed absolutely brilliant saves. but obviously there's been some good ones from Hugo Lloris. England, importantly, are back on terms with a little under a quarter of the game left. You never know with added time at the end of the contest. Obviously, as things stand, extra time and penalties are a potential. Who has got the requisite quality in this final quarter as the delivery is in towards the penalty spot, headed towards goal, and it's just wide of the post from Harry Maguire, who's screaming to himself.
โอ้ยเกือบได้แม็กไวร์
He was England's second top scorer in qualifying, and that was a chance.
That was a chance, and we know that Maguire can be very dangerous from set pieces. Yeah, he was level. He's not offside when that ball is played in, unless they were going to find some tip of the shoulder offside. But it's a good header, and he actually hits that stanchion post. In fact, ooh, is that a save from Lloris?
No, I think it.
โอ้โหนิดเดียวครับเชี่ยว
But yeah, it's just
Never mind.
post there from Harry Maguire. Although a couple of England players, including Kane, had their hand up just in case. But it's Lloris now with the clearance.
Yeah, header won by Giroud. It's gone over the head of Mbappe, but it's needed headed clearances from Walker and Stones. And there's a fight for the ball, and Saka with a good flick finds Kane, who tries to set Saka away, but Hernandez has read the danger. He's got his body in the right place, goes back to Lloris, cleared downfield. England won it back on the halfway line with Declan Rice. Maybe England just getting back on top again. Now Declan Rice looks for a switch of play, and again it's Foden, and he's won the header. Luke Shaw's brought it down. It was a heavy touch. Foden can't go for it. He's offside.
Oh.
So will be cleared by Dembele. Declan Rice has cushioned the header down for Harry Kane. England going back towards the halfway line. I don't know if it's something that's been spotted by others, because it's not the first time they've put aerial balls Foden against Koundé.
Yeah, absolutely.
รอลุ้นนะผมว่าแม่งต่อเวลาแน่เลยคู่เนี้ย
Perhaps he's not the
Pen.
confidence in the air. It's just a shame that Foden didn't pick himself up quicker there. He could have used that second ball, but here come England again.
Luke Shaw down the left, Foden's in the middle. Foden get a low ball in towards the far post. Oh, and it's rifled home. It might not have counted because Saka could have given Hernandez enough, but it's gone past the post. Off the England man, or was it the French man?
Is it Hernandez that's got the final touch? Yeah, because they seem to be congregating just inside the penalty area. Oh, is that Hernandez getting a touch on that as he falls over? I can't tell after seeing the first replay. Looking at the second replay,
it's difficult to work out. I think that's come off Saka.
Is that the knee of Hernandez or the right foot of Bukayo Saka? It is. It was. In fact, I think it's been given either as an offside or a free kick, because it's either a foul or an offside, I should say, because it's Lloris taking a free kick from right about the penalty spot.
It's amazing the free kicks that Saka hasn't got, that he was penalised for that challenge. Just lent into the back of Hernandez, and it's a free kick. Unbelievable. As the ball is played into the box, Griezmann's won a header, but the referee has blown offside for Antoine Griezmann.
Yeah, in general, this game, I have to say, there haven't been too many offsides, but they're spotting them quickly, which is always good, because it's always frustrating when it takes a longer time for the decision to be made. But we're seeing that header from Maguire again. It was a decent effort. And that got Gareth Southgate up on his feet, applauding his players. Real scream of exasperation there, though, from Maguire when he realised just how close he was to putting his side within touching distance of the semi-final.
Pickford's gone long with the free kick, and Saka has just lent into Hernandez.
That free kick against Saka, of course, it is. Yeah, anytime that he dares to have contact with an opposition player, it's always going to be a foul. But it's just a shame that Saka can't expect the same sort of service the other way.
Deschamps got plenty to say. I'm not sure who to in particular. That's hit long by France, and that's going to bounce through to Jordan.
You'll have plenty to say about that as well, won't you, Deschamps?
Jordan Pickford, and England start again. So a little bit of scrappy, bit of possession, well, lack of possession really. France perhaps just losing their composure a fraction. Harry Maguire has it, floats it to the left-hand side to Luke Shaw. Down the line for Jude Bellingham, who's able to turn. Now further down the line for Luke Shaw, who's carried on the overlap. High ball this time towards the far post. Hernandez heads away. Henderson should keep it alive for England, unless he shepherds it out of play for a throw, which he does. Maybe 20-25 yards from goal. Takes it himself towards Jude Bellingham. He tried to let the ball run. Is he tugged back by Upamecano? Bellingham can't believe. No foul given.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, very sort of theatrical reaction there from Bellingham. I mean, the problem is that he's actually starting that move off by holding on to Upamecano himself, and that's probably why the referee and the linesman have figured it's half of one and 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, I think.
Declan Rice stops the ball getting through to Griezmann not once but twice, but the second one is actually a lucky ricochet, and Griezmann now has it as he crosses the halfway line, fires it out to the right-hand side. That's overhit towards Dembele, and substitutes are warming up for both sides, as you might expect. Into the 75th minute of the contest. Can't be split at what a piece. And well, Mason Mount was in shots. I just wonder if Jordan Henderson is possibly in line for a substitution. Bellingham doesn't often see out 90 minutes, but England might need him.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what Gareth Southgate has in mind. We could see a player getting ready to come on. I think it was Grealish that we only got just a side on view for a split second there. But Bellingham was getting a bit of a telling off from the referee as well, I think, just because he was so vociferous in his protests. But here come France now with Dembele down the right-hand side, puts the ball in. Giroud, in the meantime, hits the deck inside the box off the ball.
Yeah, cleared away by Kyle Walker. Rather awkwardly, but effective, as Tchouameni has picked it up. Mbappe back to Hernandez. Ball in towards the far post. Giroud got the head, but it was a glancing touch, not nearly enough. And it's wide of the post. And Giroud, I don't think he's talking to the linesman, but you never know. He's pointing to his eyes. So
well, I lip-read what Olivier Giroud said there, and there's no time of day where you could broadcast what he said, but it was something along the lines of open your eyes, with a couple of other words in there as well. I mean, there's a bit of contact from Luke Shaw on Giroud, but I just don't think that even if VAR had a look at it, they would say that Giroud's made the most of that.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. They didn't give England a couple of decisions in the first half. You never know with VAR. As Maguire starts to sprint forward from deep. He's trying to catch France unawares. Feeds it out to Luke Shaw on the left-hand side. Nutmeg pass to Bellingham, who's got two to beat. Just takes himself out of the area to get it onto his right foot. Now lays it back to Shaw. He swings it towards the far post. It's over Kane, headed away by Hernandez. It's past Saka, and Mbappe should collect inside his own half. They tried to go down the line towards Hernandez. Declan Rice got a foot in to at least halt momentum. But France still have possession, admittedly inside their own half. Mbappe finds Hernandez, who wriggles away from Kane, and England start again. We haven't seen the sidelines yet. Obviously, it looked as though England were preparing a substitution. Obviously, the ball needs to go out of play first, as Rabiot brings it forward for Les Bleus. Down the left to Mbappe. Goes past Saka, reverse pass to Rabiot onto his right foot. High hanging ball towards the far post. Dembele was the first header. Side for volley from Giroud. Brilliantly saved.
เรียบร้อยเหี้ยเซฟเฉย
Opportunity for France. Pickford makes another big save. Just the corner.
Just a corner, but it looked dangerous for England there. Rabiot with the high-hanging ball. Dembele heads it into the right space. Giroud is able to get his foot to that left-footed effort. He's doing his best to try and angle it away from Pickford, but because it was getting away from Giroud, he couldn't quite get it right into the corner, but take nothing away from Pickford. That's a great save, and France now with the corner.
Yeah, Giroud was being marked by Maguire, but the runner Griezmann caught Maguire's eye. Nobody had followed up to mark Giroud, as it's an away swinger towards the near post, headed away by Harry Kane. Foden tries to threaten Koundé for possession, so the pass is safe and back towards Hernandez, who feeds it out to Griezmann, who gets an early ball in towards the near post. It's Giroud's got the header. He's gone clear.
อ้าวครับชิรูนำแล้วครับ 2-1 ว้าว
And again, England had just
ไอ้เหี้ยอะไรกันเนี่ย
from Griezmann. That's 2 assists for him. And could that be the game winner? Less than 13 minutes to go. It's England 1, France 2.
Well, there's time for England to come back, but you just feel as though France really are in the ascendancy now, and even some of the substitutes
ต้องเสร็จตามเฉยเลยครับเพื่อน
celebrate with Olivier Giroud. As you say, he is now France's all-time record goal scorer. He was level before this evening, but England clearing the initial corner. It's played back over, and what a delicious ball this is from Antoine Griezmann. He plays it into exactly the right space. Is Giroud been
โอ้ชิรูมงอย่างเฟี้ยวครับพี่ ลืมนะเพื่อนฝากกดไลค์กดติดตามกดแชร์ด้วย
Still got a clear sight of the cross. He can get the header across, and from that sort of distance, even though in fact it's going to be an own goal, I think it definitely gets the final touch off Maguire, which actually straightens the ball out.
Yeah, difficult to work out from the angle because it was an instant contact off Maguire. Giroud's head, then Maguire. France are of course going mental. The French fans. Giroud equally as ecstatic.
ครับฝรั่งเศสนะมีโอกาสเข้ารอบรองสูงนะนำแล้วครับฝรั่งเศสนำฝรั่งเศสนำแล้วครับนี่ครับดาวซันโวสูงสุดนะของทีมชาติฝรั่งเศสก็คือโอลิเวียร์ชิรูครับยิงแซง
He's got to, Rob. The players on the pitch, they're going to be tired now. They need a little boost, and there's plenty of attacking options for England on that bench, whether it's Grealish, whether it's Rashford to come on. Mason Mount, although he's been played more in the midfield rather than an attacking role, but he can certainly come on and do something in a creative role as well. But whatever England are doing, have they made a change already, Rob?
Yeah, I think Mount's on for playing on right side of midfield, so I'm thinking Henderson, but that was from kick-off. We haven't had confirmation yet as Rabiot wins a header. It's a decent header as well. Giroud flicks on. Griezmann's offside.
Is Sterling on as well?
Kyle Walker clears, but England were retreating to get back on side. Henderson and Saka have both been replaced. Mount and Sterling are on, so it's a new right side for England. I might argue Saka was England.
ครับเซอร์ลิงลงมาแล้วเซอร์ลิงลงมาแล้วลงมาทำอะไรก่อนลงทำอะไรก่อนเซอร์ลิงลงมาทำอะไร สวัสดีนะครับเพื่อนๆทุกคนยินดีต้อนรับสู่ช่องไลฟ์สปอร์ตนะก็ไปเข้ามาแล้วนะฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์ฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กด Subscribe ให้ด้วยนะครับอันนี้กด Subscribe แล้วก็ขอบพระคุณมากนะตบมือครับฝรั่งเศสนำครับตบมือครับเบนเบเล่ออกใครลงแทนอะโกแมงเหรอโอ้เช็คอีกแล้วเหรอเปล่าเลยวะ
on that right hand side, but let's have a look here. I mean, that's not a shoulder to shoulder, that's a shove in the back. How can that not be a penalty?
อะไรมันได้ด้วยเหรอมันไม่ได้อะ
The big ones have gone the way of France. I would say that. I like the fact he's not giving free kicks, but sometimes you have to give obvious free kicks.
Well, now that we have got a break in play now, as VAR is going to check this penalty. I mean, it is a shove from. I just saw Giroud, and the referee's going to have a look at the monitor. So that usually means that potentially we could be seeing a second penalty.
Seen it in this tournament though. Referee called over.
โทษอีกแล้วอังกฤษมึงอ่ะบ่อยไปนะมึงอ่ะ
Hernandez isn't even looking at the ball. He runs into the back of Mount. He knocks him over. He's still not looking at the ball. I don't understand how this can't be a penalty. I'm not saying that as an England fan.
แต่บอลไม่ถึงแล้วคิดมาก
It's difficult to understand how that can be seen as a shoulder to shoulder. Mount is looking up at where the ball is. Hernandez is only llooking to see where Mason Mount is, and I think the referee is going to do the little.
บอลไม่ถึงแล้วอ่ะ
We're going to get a second penalty here.
I think he's given a
penalty. โทษเหรอ
He has given a penalty.
โอ้จุดโทษอีกแล้วไอ้เหี้ย
I don't think France can complain.
อะไรกันเนี่ยฝรั่งอังกฤษได้จุดโทษอีกแล้วเลว
Looking at the back of Mount, he's charged into it, and I don't see how that England are asking for yellow cards. They need to cut that out, but they've got the penalty. It looks like it's going to be Harry Kane versus Hugo Lloris for a second time.
Yeah, Harry Kane against Lloris for a second time. The England players are demanding a red card here for Theo Hernandez. I'm not sure that it's going to be a red card. It is going to be a yellow card, though, for Hernandez. He's still saying it's a shoulder to shoulder.
ไอ้ห่ามึงได้จุดโทษ2จุดโทษเลยอังกฤษ
He has shoved his man in the back, and it's absolutely the right decision. And Kane now has the chance to become England's all-time goal scorer.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy Hernandez decision. It's one thing sort of getting in the way and just easing him out, but this is head down, shoulder in the back, give him a push. I just don't understand what is going through his head. Your side's winning with 10 minutes to go at a World Cup semi-final. What is he doing?
Well, you can see the England bench. Callum Wilson, I think, was the first one on that England bench, just in the back of shot there, absolutely leaping to his feet, convinced that it should be given as a penalty. It has been given as a penalty, and now David Beckham up in the stands. He can't even look. He sat next to Yuri Djukayev, of course, French legend in his time. But Harry Kane now with a glorious chance here to put England level with just 7 minutes to play.
Yeah, Hugo Lloris has made some big saves. He didn't stop the first Harry Kane penalty, though.
จุดโทษอะไรบ่อย
VAR check and subsequent delay of the penalty. I mean, the penalty was given about 2 minutes ago. They haven't taken it yet, so there will be some stoppage time. But 7 minutes remain. Can Harry Kane level matters for a second time from the penalty spot? Don't forget, against club teammate Hugo Lloris. Beat him earlier on in this half, shortly after half-time, and around about the 53rd minute. Half an hour later, he's
เข้าไหมเข้าไหม
It seems to be a long way. Up he steps. Oh, and he's blazed it over the bar.
Oh,
He's
no.
blazed it
อ้าว
over
ไม่
the
เข้า
bar. High again. England can't believe
โอเคยิงไม่เข้าครับ เอาละครับ
6
วู้ฮู้วู้ฮู้วู้ฮู้
Harry Kane. But that's a
นี่ไงไม่เข้า
burned by England.
It is a big opportunity. Kane has missed a few penalties for England, but they tend to be low penalties that are saved. It's very rare for Harry Kane to actually miss a penalty by missing the goal altogether. There's already a couple of young England fans in the stands that are in tears. I mean, it's one of those, Rob. We'll see from this replay behind the goal, it's never close, is it? He's lifted it a long way. It's not like it's shaving the bar and then going over. This one is a good couple of yards over the bar. When it
เอาละครับไม่เข้าครับพี่น้องไม่เข้าครับ
The pressure got to him, and I mean, Mason Mount still arguing with one of the French players about whether it should be a penalty or not. That doesn't really matter anymore now. But in the meantime, England have made a change. Phil Foden is off to be replaced by Manchester United's Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, chance, not much of a chance. 5.5 minutes. England need a goal from somewhere. Wasn't Foden's best game, but obviously Harry Kane still could have levelled matters from the penalty spot. Luke Shaw's got a throw in for England. Just over 5 minutes to go. As I say, there will be a fair bit of added time. I would have thought it took forever to give the penalty. It took forever to take the penalty. And maybe it just took too long because Harry Kane wasn't even close. Going way over the bar, a couple of yards. And well, England have still got it all to do.
เอาละครับเหลือ5 นาทีนะฝรั่งเศสยังนำอยู่นะ 2-1
Rashford, but it's intercepted by Koundé. Bellingham's won it back. Finds Harry. Oh, foul given against Bellingham. Bellingham can't. I do not think that England will be sending many cards to this referee. Christmas cards.
No, I don't think they will. Although, I mean, it's as I say, we'll see from this angle here. I mean, there's nothing. Bellingham does have a leg up, but there's not too much in that one, really. France now having a debate amongst themselves who's going to take this free kick on a.
แต่อย่าลืมนะใครเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้หน่อยนะครับเพื่อนๆนำอยู่2-1นะครับ
We've actually had quite a few stoppages in this second half, so I'm expecting 7 or 8 here, I would say.
Ball launched into the box. Giroud tries to nod it down for Mbappe. Maguire.
โอ้โหอย่าเป้เป้จะยิงแล้วยิงไม่ได้
Well, knocks it past Giroud is then clipped by the former Arsenal and Chelsea forward. Thumbs up from Giroud. He knew it was a free kick, and obviously it's deep inside the England half.
Yeah, a bit cynical that from Giroud. If that trip had been a little bit more pronounced, he could have expected even a yellow card for that. We can see from this angle here.
เห็นยิงอยู่โทษไม่เข้าเฉย
Kane, he has absolutely skied that over the bar to the delight of
John Stones has it. 3.5 minutes of the 90. We saw, what was it, 10 minutes last night, 11 minutes. Another strong challenge. Rabiot through the back and Mount. This will be a free kick to England, halfway inside the France half. Opportunity to launch it into the box. Really can't do much more than that at this late stage. Mason Mount needs to think about the clock as he's going to take this free kick. Harry Kane will be having nightmares about that penalty. If it hit the woodworks, one thing and missed, but that was way over the bar. Hugo Lloris might spend the next 6 months reminding him at training as it's hit long towards the far post. Maguire wins
ไปเปิดแล้ว
to the ball. It's a bit of an up and under.
โอ้โดนสกัดก่อน
From Koundé, that was theatrical from Maguire. Bellingham though has tried to win the second ball. It's not come off a French leg. So it is going to be
นะครับเป็นลูกทุ่มนะของฝรั่งเศสโอ้แม็กไวร์นี่แม่งได้หม่งตลอดเลยนะลูกเซตพีซของอังกฤษอะแม็กไวร์อะมันเปิดมาหาแม็กไวร์ตลอดเลยครับเพื่อนๆฝรั่งเศสนะจะเข้าไปเจอกับโมร็อกโกนะมีโอกาสสูงมากๆแล้วนะครับ
pressure. Good ball to Mount in a bit of space. He's thinking about shooting. He will shoot, but he can't keep it down. That's over the bar. It open up for him.
โอ้ยกดไปไหนวะนะชิบหาย
But England are desperate.
He scored goals like that from that sort of range for Chelsea on more than one occasion, Mason Mount. In this sort of situation, I mean, he's right to go for the shot there. Albeit there were 3 or 4 England players arriving in and around the penalty that he could have tried to pick out as well.
So 90 seconds of the 90. Might take that long for Hugo Lloris to take this goal kick. It's been an absorbing contest. England have had their chances. Hugo Lloris has come up big. Pickford's made a couple of saves. Giroud's come up trumps as well. And unfortunately for England, Harry Kane has only scored one of the 2 penalties. Maguire's used his arms to win a header. Griezmann. This will be a free kick to France and a yellow card for Maguire. Not sure what Mbappe is trying to argue, but it's a yellow card.
Yeah, booking here for Harry Maguire. Say no England player was on a warning from an earlier game, so this won't matter too much in the grand scheme of things. Maguire just judged a bit too physical with Griezmann there.
It's amazing what France have arguably got away with the contact compared to England. I do like the idea of the referee, but I think it's got to be consistent. I'm not sure he has been. 30 seconds of the 90. France are in no rush to take it. There will be added time. There was 4 at the end of nothing first half. Ball into the box. Giroud wins the flick on. Mbappe tries to turn stones. It's blocked by the City defender.
โอ้ยเป้ยิงไม่ได้อีกแล้ว
Break, but 90 minutes is almost up as Kyle Walker clips it down the line.
เหลือประมาณนาทีนึงนะครับจะจบแล้ว
We could do. Now as a
ฝากเพื่อนด้วยครับใครเข้ามาแล้วนะฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้หน่อยนะ
Mbappe, who's now held out by
Mount
has brought down Rabiot.
ฟาวครับ
Another free kick. Got
หรือว่าจะทบเวลากี่นาทีนะน่าจะไม่ต่ำกว่า8 นาทีอะผมว่าดู VR 2 ครั้งด้วย
7 minutes for the second half, and I'm out by 1. It's actually going to be
แล้ว
8.
ฝากเพื่อนด้วยใครเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กด Subscribe นะครับ8 นาที
Obviously, seem to be quite the 2 VAR checks for 2 penalties, of course, that England got. France will be in no rush to take this. Obviously, England just need to get back 10 yards, get the play restarted. Sterling get back 10. I mean, it's schoolboy, really. Give them no excuses for not taking a free kick. 30 seconds of 8 minutes of stoppage time have passed. Griezmann, 2 assists.
ตั้งเซต
Plays the ball into the box. Rashford heads clear.
อื้อหือ
Rashford heads it back into the danger
อัง
area.
กฤษน่าจะตกแล้วผมว่านะ
Gets it away. It's over Kane. And France will have it back. Hernandez diagonal out towards Griezmann, who gets a flick on down the line for Mbappe, who's going to take it to the corner flag. Up against Kyle Walker. Shimmies one way, shimmies the other. He still has possession. Mbappe then slipped at the vital moment, and Sterling has come to dispossess him. Finds Declan Rice as well, as who's been harassed by Giroud legally on this occasion. England can't clear their lines. Rice eventually finds Walker, who hits it long. Flicked on by Kane to Rashford. Back to Kane. Space on the left-hand side for Luke Shaw. Bellingham's through the middle. Rashford's arriving.
ไปแล้วลูกชอ
Stood up towards that far post. Oh, and England get a lucky corner, I think. It looked to be too close to Hugo Lloris, but he's slightly
ลูกเตะมุม
flap, and it's defended behind the
Yeah,
corner.
it was sort of up in the air already. Then he realised he didn't actually need to make the save, but it was already too close to the ball. There was an England player very close to him, so he figured he might as well just get a hand on it and make sure that it at least goes out for a corner rather than still be lurking inside the penalty
ลูก
area.
ชอนะจะเปิดลูกเตะมุมนะ
2 minutes of stoppage time played. 8 minutes to come minimum, they say. And Luke Shaw with an in-swinger from the England right. It's in towards the 6-yard box, headed away though powerfully by France. I think it was Upamecano back there with a good header up towards the halfway line. England will have to come again. The lion's share of possession and shots. England, of course, missing from the penalty spot. They'll be disappointed with the second goal. Maybe the marking wasn't quite tight enough as Sterling now whips it across. This time, Lloris comes and makes the claim. There's an England player on the deck, but I don't think he's going to get a 3rd penalty of the game. Maguire can't stop appealing for everything.
Yeah, he's pulled my arm is the lip reading I'm getting there from Harry Maguire. He feels as though he was being impeded in that last bit of play. We'll have a look from the replay here. It's against Rabiot. Rabiot is holding Maguire on the arm, but it's not enough to bring Harry Maguire down. And here come France.
Yeah, Kingsley Coman just under pressure from Luke Shaw, can't keep possession. Declan Rice is bringing it clear, but England will have only got stoppage time left, and they've just conceded a throw-in. I thought that came off Rice last. The referee might think he's done England. No, it is a throw-in to France. For a moment, I was wondering if he's going to penalise France. Of course, there's now a conflab about who's going to take the throw-in. Winner's problem in the stoppage time at the end of a very tight game. France edging it by 2 goals to 1, but England missing a penalty. Could have easily been on terms
อังกฤษก็ไม่มีอะไรต้องเสียแล้วนะต้องบุกแล้วล่ะโอ้โหสัตว์ได้จุดโทษแล้วยิงไม่เข้าแม่งเสียหายหลายแสนเลยนะแฮร์รี่เคนเนี่ยใครไม่ได้อีกขออภัยนะครับผมก็ไม่ได้พูดมากวันนี้ง่วงนิดหน่อยนะก็อยากเชียร์บอลด้วยง่วงไม่ได้ง่วงนิดหน่อยง่วงมากเลยครับเพื่อนๆเดี๋ยวบอลจบแล้วก็เราไปพักผ่อนกันนะพรุ่งนี้คืนนี้วันนี้ก็วันอาทิตย์ด้วยครับฝากเพื่อนๆด้วยเดี๋ยว2-3 วันเรามาเจอกันใหม่นะวันนี้คือวันอังคาร
by Kunde, not particularly well. It's back to Shaw, who's now outside the box. Harry Maguire is thinking about crossing it. No, he gives it to Shaw. Cross towards the far post, too close to the keeper. Lloris makes the claim. More time ticks off the clock.
ว้าเข้ามือครับเข้ามือจบแล้วครับฝรั่งเศสชนะแน่นอนฝรั่งเศสชนะแน่นอนจุกูจุกูจุกูจุกู
French fans enjoying themselves now in the stadium. They can sense that this victory is very close as Giroud does well to hold the ball up. There's an England player down, but France are quite happy to play on. In fact, no, the referee has stopped playing because John Stones is in a bit of pain now.
สโตนเหมือนจะเจ็บนะครับสโตนเนี่ย
France, I think, will sportingly put the ball out so that they can get it back. Harry Maguire is again arguing. I don't like to see it.
ตอนโซนเหมือนจะเจ็บนะ
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. Giroud's done nothing wrong to Stones there. I think it's just the way he's put his left foot down. I think he might have caused himself some pain in his knee or his ankle, and he's just needing a moment here to get up. But time really is ticking away here. We'll get extra added time for this, but the England fans looking very concerned now.
Yeah, he might need a bit of treatment. That's the problem. Obviously, time is ticking away in added time. They might add on a little bit more. Who knows? It's an England injury. It's not a France injury. So that's why I'm thinking the injury could be, relatively problematic for John Stones. He's not really moved an awful lot. It appears to be his left shin. Whether he strained something. Jack Grealish is getting stripped and ready to come on. Of course, England won't have the ball. You never know. They might just keep hold of possession. Of course, it's their World Cup that's running out, but France did put the ball out. But that appears to be a change that's coming. Grealish for Stones. I just fear he's back on his feet now at least, John Stones. But he is hobbling gingerly to the sidelines. And 97 minutes have been played. There's meant to be 8 added minutes of stoppage time.
8, but I reckon we'll probably get up to about 10 here, don't you think, Rob, with the time we've lost in injury time?
Quite possibly. Yeah. I don't
know.
Might have a drop ball. The referee, I think, just wants to make the change or allow England to make the change. Yeah. Grealish is ready to come on. Stones is the one that's going to go. That would be a worry if you were defending longer than a minute. But England are trying to attack. They need a goal somewhere, and that is the change. Grealish.
สโตนออกแล้วครับแจ็คกิลลิตลงแทนนะ
But if he can get enough for the ball. Try and affect a high turnover. One last chance. Who knows? England might get an equaliser. Cleared by Lloris downfield. Maguire wins the first header. Griezmann the second. There's a good header as well. Finding Mbappe, who's running towards the corner flag again.
ไอโอเป้ฝังไว้สักทีเถอะ
Sterling and Walker, and Sterling is not a judge to have fouled him. Again, it would be soft. Another referee would have given it, but I think the referee knows what Mbappe's trying to do, and he's not buying it. It's a little bit silly from Sterling, but it's hit long by Pickford, flicked on by Bellingham, headed away by Kunde. Bellingham tries to keep it alive, not for once but twice. Then I think that was Rabiot managed to head it clear, but Mount finds Sterling. about 25 yards out, right-hand side. Rice is coming in field, but he's been closely marked by Griezmann. Sterling has it, closed down by Mbappe. Can England get a cross in? We're into the 9th minute of stoppage time. It's not quite effective enough at the moment. Good French defending. Rice is trying to get away from Griezmann. It's an up and under. Somebody's got a challenge. He's head away by Giroud to the edge of the box. Maguire thought about his shot. He's brought down at the edge of the D. This is a free kick opportunity that would suit a right foot.
เอาได้ลูกฟรีคิกอีกแล้ว
Drew the challenge. This could be England's last chance.
Could be England's last chance, and it's a clumsy one from Kingsley Coman. This gives England a great opportunity here, and Marcus Rashford immediately puts the ball down.
Yeah, it's a little bit like the challenge last night. Argentina on the Netherlands, desperate to get to the ball first.
ได้ฟรีคิกโคตรน่ากลัวเลย
Will England go for goal? Of course, the Netherlands had a well-worked routine.
Such a brilliant goal that from the Netherlands to do that at that stage of the game as well, to have the nerve to do it and to actually pull it off. Whatever England are planning here, I hope that they've got it all worked out. Shaw and Mount are there as well, but it seems to me like Rashford's trying to measure this for a shot.
Yeah, England, they have had chances in this game. Lloris has had a big game. England have missed the penalty. Pickford's made a couple of saves as well, not as many as Lloris. And it's been a tough game for France, but they might just have had enough to see them through. What can England conjure from this free kick? Of course, it's similar kind of range to the one Rashford scored against Wales, isn't it? There's a low block behind a pretty big wall, which would suggest Rashford perhaps needs to go goalkeeper's side. It's possibly too close in to go up and over.
นอนดึกเลยนอนได้แล้วพักผ่อนง่วงไม่เอา
Rashford get the thumbs up now. He's gone for goal and he's on the roof of the net. It's over the bar and
โอ้ยเอาครับไม่ตรงกรอบด้วย
and that was inches above the crossbar. I think Lloris had gambled. He wasn't getting it. It's too high, much like the penalty, although it's closer to the goal than the penalty, but it's still off target.
It is off target, yeah, and it hits that top of the net. There won't be time for the goal kick, though. Referee calls time, and France through to the semi-finals. England with a 2-1.
ฝรั่งเศสเข้ารอบแล้วเย้อังกฤษตกรอบนะครับอังกฤษตกรอบ
He's down on his haunches. He can't believe it. Full time, England 1, France 2.
Our next football.
ไม่น่าเชื่อฝรั่งเศส
Our next football committee match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities.
อังกฤษตกรอบนะฝรั่งเศสเข้ารอบนะครับเพื่อนๆฝากด้วยนะใครยังไม่กดติดตามฝากกดติดตามให้หน่อยนะครับก็เดี๋ยวไปพักผ่อนกันดีกว่าเดี๋ยวอีก2 วันนะครับมาเจอกันใหม่นะครับก่อนหน้านี้เดี๋ยวผมก็จะมีเหมือนจะมีไลฟ์สดนะเราคุยกันไลฟ์คุยกันในรอบรองชนะเลิศนะครับ4 ทีมที่เข้ามาก็เจอผลงานที่ผ่านมาเป็นไงบ้างแล้วก็เจอใครมาบ้างนะครับก็เดี๋ยวเรามีมาไลฟ์นะเดี๋ยวผมแจ้งไว้อีกทีนึงครับเพื่อนๆก็ทุกวันนี้นะครับผมก็ขอบคุณนะครับที่รับชมรับฟังนะมาถึงตอนนี้ก็ขอบคุณมากนะครับก็สวัสดีนะพี่สักกลินพี่ประพลพี่พิมชดานะครับก็ฝากด้วยนะครับเพื่อนๆท่านอื่นนะครับถ้ายังไม่กดติดตามฝากกดติดตามด้วยนะครับแล้ววันนี้นะขอบคุณมากครับวันนี้ครับฝันดีนะ